La diffusion vient de démarrer. Tous les participants sont en mode écoute seul.
Hi everyone, welcome to this webinar organized by Greatech Company. So I'm very pleased to welcome you at this session, where the topic of today will be to deep dive into one of our application, which is the Power Pack for Revit. We will focus on the novelties, part of our new release 2022. So initially the webinar is planned to start in a couple of minutes. I can see that there are still some attendees connecting. So I propose to wait just a couple of minutes and to start. Normally we are supposed to start now. Allow me to wait just 1 additional minute in order to be sure that maximum of our initial guests can follow this presentation entirely, and then we will begin the presentation. I will try to run a session. I think something half an hour session. I think would be enough time for me to show you in live our improvement in this release. So we'll connect in just 1 minute. We'll wait. So we will wait 1 additional minute and then we start. Okay, so I think most of you are now connected. So I propose you to start this session. So again, thanks to all of you to be there, connected to this last session of this advanced design week. So the purpose of today will be to highlight our novelties implement on our Power Pack brands, and with a special and a specific focus on our detailing tools. A little bit of myself to start as a short introduction. My name is Stevens. I'm part of the product management team where I'm working for Greatech. So I've been working for Greatech since a little bit more than 5 years now, and I have a structural engineer background. And currently I'm working mainly on all add-ons and development we are doing at Greatech, running top on Autodesk application and especially focus on Revit parts. And I'm based in our headquarters in Bièvre, near Paris in France. So let's start with our Power Pack for Revit. So probably some of you already follow our previous session run during this week, and yesterday we discuss and we present some novelties regarding the Power Pack. Today I will focus more on our detailing command. So our Power Pack product is split into 3 packages, the standard package, the professional package, and the premium package. The premium package is the one containing all commands relative to rebar. detailing and design. I will focus on detailing in this session. Keep in mind that by having this premium package, user will get automatically all benefits from the standard and professional package plus all those extra tools dedicated to rebars. So the premium package is the most complete package we have on our portfolio. Except probably one, because I'm talking only about the Revit side, because we have as well a more global package who include both Power Packs running on both Autodesk platform, I mean Revit and Advanced Steel. A quick overview of our novelties, but I will be very fast because I'd like to keep this webinar quite short and directly go into the application. But we have a technical component called BIM Connect implemented in all our software, which enables model exchange between our software and Autodesk software. It's running top on Advanced Steel through our Power Pack for Advanced Steel. This component is used as well in our design software, such as Advanced Design, which enable user to export an advanced design model to Revit. And we have also as well this component when implemented within our Power Pack for Revit, because thanks to this component, users will be able to synchronize BIM models coming from an FEM external analysis engine such as Advanced Design, and could bring back all results and synchronize all modification. So in this new 2022 release, we review this interface and completely we redo it from scratch with new option, new interface, new filter, new way to streamline the process between Advanced Design and Revit. Some additional change regarding the user interface. As you know, we have some design engine running top of Revit. Those engines can be launched as well in the standalone mode, and so all those changes available in the standalone application are also available in Revit as well. When you launch and start those engines through our Power Pack design ribbon, so there are many user interface optimization in this version. I'm not going to describe all of them. First point, other point, sorry, that can also be an added value for Revit user. It's significant work we have done in terms of optimization regarding the number of parameters used. We know that all Revit users are always are always struggling to manage a high number of parameters within a Revit project. As an external application, we need Gretec to have our own parameter for some specific commands. So previously we were using something between 50 and 60 parameters, and now we reduce this number to a minimum number, and we especially regarding the first one, which are relative to the rebar parameter. So we have some common parameter for several categories of Revit. For example, the form reinforcement ratio, it will be the same parameter. It will be a multi-category parameter, the same for columns, slabs, and reinforcements. And this will help you, for example, to do schedules in Revit in a more optimal way. Change regarding the interface of the slab module in Revit. We merged two previous commands, the top and bottom reinforcement command, which were available in the 2021 version. So now we have one global command to launch the slab module in Revit. We also now are able to group slabs. So it's possible now to select multiple individual slabs in Revit thanks to our Power Pack. Group them a little bit like multi-span beam notion or groups of wall concept we implement in Revit, and our slab module will take in account the those whole single slabs as a global individual one. Our slab module, one little improvement as well regarding the interface. It will be able to display the formwork and snap point to place fabrics or bar according those formwork, which will be visible little bit as an underlay mode in this interface, so it will be helpful for user to snap those points in order to place and distribute reinforcement within these slabs. Yes, additional improvement regarding bending details for our previous mechanism, the detail group 1, where now it will be possible to use users' families, even if we are now more promoting and recommend to our client to use the second mechanism, which is a family-based one. Rebar constraints. As you know, it's a concept existing in Revit. I think it was developed 2 years ago or 3 years ago, if I'm not wrong. So it's not so old, and now we are clearly optimizing our rebar cage, because we have some tools to create 3D rebar cage within Revit. And in this 2022 version, our 3D rebar cage for columns or beams, for example, will set the rebar constraint in the smart way. For example, here the transversal stirrup will be constrained correctly to the element cover. The longitudinal bar will be constrained to the stirrups, and so on. Meaning that in case of change inside the section of this formwork, the rebar cage will be modified in a more logical way. Some change I skip, maybe this one. No, it's quite important, this one as well. So even if it's more advanced settings, now in Revit, I think also it was implemented last year. I have a little doubt. We have a possibility as an instance parameter now directly in the property palette to activate an option named override hook length, which enable user to modify the hook length without multiplying the number of rebar hook types to set in the Revit catalogs. So we are following this Revit behavior now with this possibility to override the hook length for the current rebar hook family now. So it's another settings based on Revit. Openings, reinforcement openings. We have a rebar cage generator. It was developed as well some years ago in our Power Pack. I think it was last year as well. So we improve this dialog box with an additional option on top diagonal bars, because for example, in the particular case of doors, it's for sure useless to place diagonals on the bottom. So now you will be able to check this box and only generate rebar on the top. So it's an easy settings, but very useful, and will save you a couple of clicks if you have many doors to reinforce, because it will be no longer needed to delete those additional rebar place useless previously with this option. So you will save time. And transversal distribution as well, where we are proposing another another option regarding the 3-zone distribution management. Browse reinforcement, we can now as well have a filter per partition. I go fast on this one because I will show it in live. And the cup openings rebar set command was also improved with two options, the possibility to define an offset and the possibility to select multiple rebar set that could be cut in the same operation. So we can select multiple rebar set now before using this this command. I think that's it. Let me show in live those modification and those improvements in our software. So I start with this model. So let me start with a modification regarding our beam connect component. So we have here this command beam connect with several options, export and port synchronization. So we have now in a completely new user interface in our 2022 version, which will be more easier to manipulate in case of synchronization between Advanced Design and Revit. So in this dialog box, we are keeping the same globally the same frame than the previous version with graphical color legends, this notion of decision, and you will find a kind of global schedule here according to the files we are going to select. A preview of the result package. When I say a preview, it's just our interface will just check if FM results or reinforcement data exist in the file. It's not a preview, dynamic 3D preview that you have in the Revit window. So let me select, for example, was one GTCX. So you can generate these GTCX files directly from Advanced Design. And now you see here you have this this list because our interface will track all modification done directly within this project. We can see here 3 levels of status: delete, modify, new. I think in red I saw here new loads applied. This window is a non-modal window, so my model stay active and I can rotate on my model, zoom in, etc., and place this window in the second screen without any particular issue. I can directly zoom in. So, for example, here I can see that those objects are going to normally to be delayed. So I can for sure manage individually the decision for this particular modification. I can apply as well decision for a selection of multiple objects. I can isolate and zoom in my this object. You see, if I double click on an object, the object is selected in the 3D view and I can check it. So for example, if I select this column and I double click here on this column, here you see the software will automatically zoom on this object to help me to understand the environment outside this around this object. We have as well dynamic filter here. We can, for example, check only the object change for one specific parameter regarding the check attribute. Regarding the status, we can add some additional column. If I extend here, I can have some additional information as well. So here it's very easy to check modification according one specific attribute. So here I can check all modification regarding the materials, according the geometry. Yeah, you see, just according the type, for example. So I have some advanced filter to check which object has been changed according this specific parameter. So in this result package, I have no additional information, but if I select, I will try to select another one to see if it's containing some information. I hope so. I didn't check, but anyway, I think you have understand the concept here. Yes. Here you see I select another files, and so the interface is changing, telling me that this file, the other file I select, contain FM result and reinforcement, and I can disable one of them before synchronizing this modification. I can accept or ignore those modifications. So it's quite and as usual I can get a report. So it's quite interesting workflow possible and smooth with this new interface proposed in the 2022 version. Let me jump into additional modification on this version. So I will for that open, maybe I will open another model. I will, regarding, for example, yes, the rebar constraint. So I will open another Revit file. Okay, I will just, okay, like this, open a section, open a 3D view, maybe use tile mode. I will close this one. Okay, so in this object, I will use my rebar detailing and select just quickly this beam and generate a basic rebar cage based on constructive disposition, which was a tool existing on our Power Pack. So here, so what I'd like to show is the fact that now we integrate a proper rebar constraint, as you can see here in this stirrup, or the same if I select those longitudinal rebar. If I edit the constraint here, we can see that the constraints are well set. So this will have a an incident in case of modification. You see, if I modify the stirrup, the longitudinal bar are following this stirrup. So all rebar are correctly constrained to other rebar within this object. And if I change, for example, here the section, moving to 60 to 70 centimeters high for this beam, we will see that the rebar cage will adapt the size and the rebar, and specifically the longitudinal rebar disposition correctly due to this new concept implement in Revit. So it's an interesting improvement because it will make your modification on your rebar cage more safety. Let's open an additional file. So I will open this one. Okay, this beam. I will launch the transversal distribution tools here. So these tools basically the same interface than the previous version, except that we have this now additional option, maximum spacing and length. What will be the result? So if I look now the distribution, so I decided here to place 3 zones for distribution. You see here for the extremity of this beam and the medium part. So here, if I select the first set, rebar set, it's defined on number with spacing. If I select the middle one, is set by maximum spacing. So the modification will not been done in the same way. So it's, I know that in some country, it's a type of configuration and settings for the extremity of a beam and the transversal distribution that is expected and needed to manage the reinforcements with variable spaces for transversal distribution. So this tool was completed in this version with this additional option. Other additional option implement for a little bit more ergonomy as well. It's regarding the browse reinforcement command. For this, just as a small prerequisite, I base my example on this model which was already reinforced. Let me check here reinforcement number dialog box in Revit. So here it's pure native Revit interface, and you see in this model we have created several partitions and assign rebar to those partitions. And now with rebar detailing command, I can browse reinforcement per those partitions, meaning that here, for example, I will activate the partition, so my Revit reinforcement browser tool from our Power Pack will detect all partitions created in this model. You can select one of them and directly zoom in to localize. You see which partition is involved here. So here I'm for the nodes, external nodes of a wall. Let me select, I don't know, a column. P3, I hope it's a column. Yeah, I think it's yes, it's this one. P1, for example, here. See, it's this one. 09. Here you see this beam as well. Here it's another element you see, and 09. So here directly I can change here and browse all groups of rebar assigned to a single partition thanks to this improvement in our reinforcement browser. So the possibility to navigate and to browse the reinforcement according partition, which can be very helpful, specifically in the case of large model. Allow me to close this file. I will close as well this one, switch to another Revit model to continue present two last improvements. So regarding the cut openings command, so here I have an openings with two rebar sets in two different directions here. Allow me to go to Power Pack detailing command. I will go into reinforcement configurations dialog box here, and I can place a value which can be now used as an offset for this cut opening command, meaning that now when user will launch the command cut opening into rebar set, if I select here this rebar set, I will press OK. We will see normally that the rebar will be cut around the opening here with a distance which is 15 here millimeter, which was the distance placed inside my settings. So voluntarily I select only one single rebar set, because as I mentioned during my general presentation, now these tools can work by selecting multiple rebar set command in one single operation. So here in this case, I select the two rebar set in my project in one single operation and launch the command to cut opening inside those two rebar set, taking in account this value of offset that I have defined, which is as well new in this version. And that's it. We have here those two result package splitted and adjusted in the same times with this offset place as well in the model. So it's also as well an additional improvement on our cut openings command. I continue with some other settings, especially for grouping objects for slabs. So now it's possible to group slabs, meaning here in this model you see I have 3 individual slabs, so I can select all of them and group them with a name of slabs. Of slabs 1, for example. Okay, and so for the design, for our design module, for our slabs module in Revit, this slabs. So we have one here, other single command to edit our slab module here. If I select this slabs, it will be detected as so okay, I missed one single operation, but it will be considered. Normally I will, if I go to my parameter, yes, we saw here as a design groups that all those 3 single slabs here you see GS1 belong to the same design group now, so it's possible now to group those slabs as we do for beam, multi-slab beam, and for walls inside Revit. Okay, that's for the novelty specific rebar. I'd like to highlight one major improvement as well. Allow me to open a last file regarding drawings automation for rebar drawings. As you know, in Revit, so we, thanks to our Power Pack detailing, we can optimize 3D cage generation, as I show quickly on the beam, with our constructive disposition command. We can select object and generate quick 3D rebar cage, adjust and modify this rebar cage, etc. When it comes to the drawings, if I will assume that we take this small model as an example. If I have to work in pure Revit native mode, if I want to create some drawings relative to this beam, for example, what should I do? So it's just a basic example. I will not go into the details. So I have to create some section, adjust those section each time, because it's the case in Revit when you are creating section, it's never at the good time, so at the good size, I mean. So you create those section. Okay, so your section are created. You are to fine-tune those section by placing annotation, maybe bending details. By the way, Revit is not able in a standalone mode to create bending details. So fortunately, we have this specific command in our Power Pack. You have to create the sheets and place those sheets with a drag and drop manipulation within your Revit final sheet. So you can here drag and drop those Revit view and etc. So that's the process in Revit that could be very time consuming if we consider that you will have hundreds of objects to reinforce and for those you have to produce independent reinforcement drawings. Because of that, we have another workflow based on this command, which was totally reviewed, the generate drawing command. So I will here just make a really quick and highlight quickly the global overview and the main benefits and the main concept of the command, because for sure it can be explained in many details. Here is just to highlight the benefit and keep the webinar quite short. So it's working in 2 steps. Firstly, define some option and some settings if I have to be more accurate. Why? This command, all manipulation I have done manually with Revit. I mean, create the section, place the section on the view. By the way, I miss an additional operation, which is creating the schedules and place the schedule as well on the drawings. All those operations will be purely automated thanks to these tools. This is why this tool is very powerful. Firstly, it will work basically in two steps. First, you define some settings, and then you generate drawings. I will add a third step, will be adjust drawings according final details and fine-tune your drawings by moving a dimension line, adding some text, etc. So it will sum up the global process in three major steps. Define settings, generate the drawings, fine-tune the drawing instead of having an individual approach object per object to create multiple sections per object, multiple view, multiple schedules, apply those schedules to a single individual Revit sheet, etc. So in this dialog box, firstly, we will automate the annotation. So maybe I will explain starting by otherwise concerning with another angle the Revit categories. Which categories we can address? Firstly, we do not need to have parts because I know that maybe some other tools working with parts. So here we can work with basically any Revit families, your own columns, your own Revit structural framing family, for example. We can manage walls, structural framing, structural columns, isolated footing as well. First, user will define which type of annotation want. For example, for elevation section, depending the type of rebar you will have in your model, standard or stirrup or tie. We can define a specific level of presentation of those rebar. Do I want to see them all? Do I want to hide some of them? Do I want to hide them fully, etc. Set a multi-rebar annotation system, and we can as well set the family tag I want to use. Same for bending details. We can automate the bending detail placement with this command, depending as well on the type of rebar you have in your project. And these tools will also automate first the section creation, and by creating some detailed views. Those detailed views will be classified in your own browser based, why not, on your own Revit parameter. So for this, allow me to make one small test. Yes, I didn't plan to do that, but why not? Here, if I have a specific parameter which call project views, for example, you create your own parameter as a text which going to applies to a view, and you use this parameter for your own Revit project. Let's come back to the custom drawings general interface, and here you see this new parameter is available, and you can use it in your project if you want. So those views automatically created by our tool could be automatically classified in the right folder in your global Revit browser. Let's start with structural framing. For example, you can create your own configuration, rename it, for example, beam drawings, I don't know. Define how many sections you want for this type of final sheet you want. For example, I want to create a style of drawings for beams which will contain one full beam elevation, and why not 3 sections. I can do 1, 2, 3. One maybe on the beginning of the beam. I say 10%, one in the middle, why not 50, and one at the end, for example, 90, why not? And I can automate and create some rules to automate the section creation. For example, I want to automate the section creations through openings, through depression, and I can tell my software that I want to use a specific rebar template for this elevation, which can be your own template, and change the scales per default and decide to place maybe some bending details for only those sections, but none for the other one. So you see, you have, and I can place all those views on a dedicated sheet with a specific file format with a specific schedule. So you see, you have many additional settings. Reason why I'm not going to go to all those details, and you can do the same basically for all category. Once those settings are done, let me just go back to your model. We can generate the drawings if I select multiple objects. So that's what it's interesting, is the fact that you can select multiple objects in the same times. Okay. And what I'm telling the software currently is that I want to produce the drawings for those all 3 beams, depending a specific configuration that I have defined. I can decide to place 1 sheet per element, independent sheet, or group all those beams inside the same global sheets. Choose the adapted, the right size for the global layout of my sheet, and so it will take a couple of seconds. And in background, what the software is doing, it's depending all settings I've done, it will automate the section creation, the schedules creation, the sheets creation, view automatically assign to the right sheets, name as well and place eventually the views to the right folder. I didn't set these settings, but it's possible. Place the bending details, place the tags I want, applies my own Revit view template to those views. So you see there are many optimization running in background. And if you look in the browser, in the sheets part, so you can see that the new folder appears, detail view, because we are using detail views on our tools to create those sections. You see all those additional schedules were created with these tools. And let me launch here the command. So here we have this full individual beam created. So here it's another sheet, so will not pay attention to that. Created with, you see the right scales here. Okay, so those views I can move them, for example. So it's purely native Revit view. You see they are following here graphical colors depending the view template I've done. Okay, can adjust the placement as well. As you can see here, there are some bending details placed in my view. Of course, I can move them if I have kind of overlapping here, but I have those automatic bending view placed in my model, complete with a schedule. And as well, I can move it and place it as well in my drawings. And I have here my global sheet. So you see, it's automating a high number of operation, and basically you can do the same for which I will show just a quick example on colon, for example, with grouping A0, for example here. So it will be the same workflow. So here I skip the settings and the initial configuration needed to launch the tools, but it's highly customizable, highly flexible. And so here you see the progress. So we will have normally here in the Revit tree additional lines for sheets and schedules and detail view as well. Okay, so now it's generating the graphics. Okay, so normally we have the result here, sheet 21, so it will be the next drawing. And that's it. Normally, I will just open the result to show you. Here's the result, and here we got this. So I will just move here a little bit those view to the center. So you see I have now for my columns automatically those elevation created scale with a certain scale. Here we'll just move a little bit on the left. This we can see here the bending details for starters bars and longitudinal bar created here because it was part of my settings. Here just the bending detail place for this type of rebar because as well it's part of my settings. Here on my view I have the bending details here projected here for the general stirrups. For here for this tire reinforcement, the tag is placed as well. I have this for this second column. So after I can continue to go in my view and add additional and manual dimension line if I want, but I have all this base created automatically for our tools. And let me finish maybe with one example, but I think you understand the concept. So it's a powerful tools that needs some settings and configuration, but can be but can make you save really a big amount of time in your project. So I will do the same, select those walls, generate the drawings, and I set in my configuration for these groups of walls that I want drawings with elevation, section, schedules, bending details for some elements, and in the particular case of walls, it's possible as well to create automatic views for nodes. Here I have a group of 3 walls, which 2 main nodes here, and so the software will create a kind of local section around these specific nodes, and you can create, meaning that you can create on your sheets a local a view on this local node with a specific scale if you want really to highlight these details in your reinforcement drawing. And here we are. So I will open this last view, and here we have so the rendering for the view. So you see the software create for each node of these groups of wall the specific detail item view. By the way, you can use also a command of our Power Pack tool, which is this one, auto-arrange views, which will optimize, you see, the placement of those views in the window. So it's interesting as well. You see to use it in addition, because we have those commands as well available in our Power Pack. So if you have several views like this, we can define, for example, to align all of them by the top or by the bottom. For example, here like this. You see it's quickly aligning all views, for example, so it can be nice as well. And we can place schedule here. So you see here I have some colors based on my view template. I have those automatic bedding details, place, elevation, section. So you see these groups of wall drawings was really optimized, and I can complete these drawings with additional details I place manually, but all those section creation, bending details placement, Revit view template assignment, Revit schedule creation, title block creation, all those single step of operation part of the global process were fully automated with this tool, which is probably one of the biggest improvements done in this version. So that's it for the novelty. Allow me to come back to my general presentation. So that's it for. So I think I was a little bit longer than what I expected, but hope you enjoy this webinar and you discover some interesting point and features that you will be able to use in practice in your daily project. I'd like to thank all of you to attend to this session, and thank for many of you to have followed all the session during this Advanced Design Week, because this one was the last one, and for sure we'll organize other events to explain and present in technical point of view our software. Again, thanks to all of you for this session. Do not hesitate to visit our website or contact your local subsidiaries if you want some more details. And follow us also as well on our social network channels, especially our YouTube channel, where you will find some videos regarding those novelties. Again, thanks to all of you. I wish you a good day, a good weekend, and see you very soon in our next webinar session. Thanks to all of you. Bye bye.